Questions for Jayson? Start with Tom Haberstroh.
Hi, Jayson. It's been about 2 months since you battled COVID, and earlier tonight, Fred VanVleet had talked about pretty candidly his symptoms that he recently battled. Talked about how he felt it in his bones, he felt it in his blood and his muscles. And I'm curious, 2 months since you battled COVID, are you all the way back conditioning-wise and on the court, feeling like your wind is all the way back? I know a month ago you had said that sometimes it felt like you were having a little bit trouble or fatiguing a little bit faster than normal. So I just wanted to hear from you how that's going back on the court. And also, have you reached out to other players like Fred VanVleet or other players who recently contracted COVID and just relayed some of your experience and had any advice for those other players?
I do feel better. For the most part, I feel pretty good. Obviously, there are some games that are better than others conditioning-wise and just with my breathing, but I have noticed that just from the first game back from having it, the progress has been good. I have gotten better. I don't feel the same that I did like before I had it, but I'm sure it's trending in that direction. And I have talked to other guys in the league, about their experience and just other athletes that have experienced it around the time that I had it.
Gary Washburn.
Jayson, it seems like when you play the elite teams, the Lakers, the Nets, the Sixers, there's kind of the last 4 minutes you guys kind of slip and the other team makes more plays to close it out. What do you guys have to do to close out games like this against elite teams?
I think, especially like a team like the Jazz, I think what makes them really good is they, more often than not, they just make the right play, make the right read. And, we're more than capable of it. It's just doing it more often than not.
Chris Ryan.
Yeah, Jayson, just kind of along those lines, do you see anything else that separates those with the Nets, whether it's the Jazz from you guys at this point, and how do you get to that point where they're at?
I feel like we've been playing a lot better, recently. Just, some nights shots aren't falling as we would like them to. But we're for sure playing better. I can say that. I feel it. I think it's obvious when we play. We've lost to some really good teams recently. That we felt like that few mistakes here and there that we could change. The outcome may have been different, but we're playing better. Just we make some more shots, we'll feel better about ourselves.
John Corrales.
Jayson, you're generally a guy who likes to get the ball and kind of survey what's out there before you make a move. But Brad continues to preach like quick decisions and ball movement. How do you balance that? How do you work the ball around a little bit more while still playing a game that you're comfortable playing?
Just being instinctive, having a feel for the game. It's just what I've been doing my whole life.
Bob Schron.
Thanks, Brandon. Jayson, two quick related questions. Number one, didn't look like an offensive foul against Clarkson, was 98-95. And the point I'd like to ask you about is, does a team like the Jazz establish a physicality which permits them to get calls like that? And is that something that also you guys need to build up to, because you got a lot of 50-50 balls tonight?
The first part, I don't know if that was a question. I agree with you, but they caught offensive foul. Got to move on. They're a good team, well coached. They play well together. They got some really talented guys, and they're a good team, and their record shows that. Yeah.
Final question, Mark D'Amico.
Hey, Jason, quick follow-up on John's question about the ball movement and the quick decision-making, and not necessarily from your perspective, but from the team's perspective. What is the process of speeding those decisions up as a team to be able to put the opponent in binds the way that Utah does on a nightly basis?
Just some stuff we got to work on in practice. If we, watch film, translate that to practice and stuff, it'll translate to the game.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there.